Hey everybody, welcome to HDpiano. My name is Ted, and in today's lesson, we'll learn how to play Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees. In this first video, I'm going to show you the introduction. Here's how it sounds. So there's our introduction. The rest of this lesson can be found at HDpiano.com if you're not already on the site. So my question for you today, this song is a disco classic, and I'm curious if you have a favorite disco dance move. So comment below with your favorite disco dance moves. All right, let's get started. So our left hand is playing the bass line from the record. And we also have a pedal note underneath that bass line. So I think what makes our left hand tricky is that we have these two parts happening at once. Now, before we start digging in, I want to go over the scale that our left hand is using, which is the F minor pentatonic scale. So check it out. If you're familiar with pentatonic scales, you'll know that there are 5 notes in the scale, different from our normal major and minor scales. So all the notes that we're playing will be coming from that scale in the left hand. All right. Let's start by just looking at the basic chords and the root notes to those chords. We're going to be playing F minor 7 for 2 measures. And we have this note underneath that we're covering with our pinky, which is half notes. So that'll be like this. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So you see that third one, we hold out for the whole measure. Then we're going to move on to our B flat 7 chord. And on that chord, we don't have a pedal note to hold out. But by the time we get to the B flat 7, we're just going to be continuing the higher bass line that we'll be hearing. Okay? But we're going to hold out the B flat 7 chord for 2 measures, just like the F minor 7 chord. And then after that, we go back to our F minor 7 chord for 2 measures. Same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So there's our basic chord structure. We have F minor 7 for 2 bars, B flat for 2 bars, then F minor 7 for 2 bars. Let's start working in the melodic bass line that we have from the record. So I'm just going to count this out real slowly, and I'm going to leave out the pinky for now so that you can practice playing along. But check out which fingers I'm using, because we're going to have to use the top part of our hand to be able to cover this and also hold that pinky note. All right, so here's how it sounds. Let's just do the first 2 measures. 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then we go to our B flat 7 chord. All right. Let's try that. Same speed, but I'm going to add in that bass note. Okay, if we're going to get that, I think we should add it early. It's definitely the hardest part of this left hand part. So we're going to be playing the held out F down here along with the bass line. Here we go. 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and right. And if you can't quite reach that interval there from the F to the A flat, don't worry, you can let up your pinky for that part. And I think that it still sounds just as rich. All right. So that's our first two measures. Let's learn the bass line for these next two measures. This is the B flat 7. Here we have 4. I'll give you 16ths again because we do have some 16ths in here. 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then we're back to the bass line that we learned in the first two measures. All right, so because we're repeating that first two measures, we've actually covered the whole bass line at this point. Let's do left hand alone a little bit faster. All right, I'm gonna leave out all my E and does this time and just give you a count in, but we'll still be below record tempo. So let's go like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. We start our verse on octaves on F. All right, but that'll be in the next video. So let's check out the right hand. Right hand is a lot of alternating triads. So a triad, as you may know, is a chord of 3 notes. Okay, so in our right hand, we're drawing everything still from an F minor scale, but the right hand is more based around F Dorian, which is a mode. Okay. So F Dorian, it's a lot like our other minor scales that you might know, but it is actually a mode because of those 3 notes. So F Dorian, that's what we're drawing from. It actually means that we're using the same notes as an E flat major scale, if you're familiar with that major scale. All right, so let's check out the right hand. A little bit less difficult rhythmically, but we have a lot of notes to cover. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1. And then we're going to hold this for 4 beats. 4, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So you notice those last 2 measures, direct repeat of the first 2 measures. So you've really got 4 measures of music to learn here with the right hand. All right, so feel free to go over that right hand part as slowly as you need to start to absorb it on its own. But I want to put the hands together now. And you'll notice that when we start putting the hands together with this, we're playing on almost every 16th note. And it's pretty cool, actually, to have this bass line in the left hand and this right hand part, which is really a keys part from the record, both in our arrangement, because you can see how these parts work together in the recording. They're really feeding off each other rhythmically. All right, so I'm going to go through these 6 measures of our introduction nice and slow. 3 E and 4 E and. And there we are at the top of the verse. So there you have it. That's part 1 to our videos on Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees. You'll find the rest of this lesson at HDpiano.com. You should go say hi to us on social media, HDpiano. And you can also give us your song ideas if you have songs you want us to teach. That's at requests.hdpiano.com. Again, I'm Ted with HDpiano.com, the home of the hybrid piano lesson. And I'll see you there for the rest of the videos.